Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and they're probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
Hey, what's up, y'all? How
Hey,
y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome, Firearms Friday. It's Friday,
welcome.
and we're about to talk about firearms.
This
What's up, my
is
brother Jay? How's
what's
it going,
happening, brother
man?
Ron from Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. Always a pleasure to see the brother every day, every way, every moment of life and time. Of course, definitely a pleasure to see you. I'm glad that everything is going the way it is because you're here on the show. And of
Yeah,
course, this is the OG network, which is always my pleasure to be part of it and watch it grow and become one of the most invigorating networks almost anywhere.
real talk. Yeah, but all is well, man. All is good. All is good. All is good. Um, Interesting week. Before we get into Firearm Friday and some of the other details or whatever, quite interesting week for me, man. I had vehicle trouble.
No, no,
Yeah, I mean,
no.
it's squared away, but my I needed to change the fuel filter on my truck because it's diesel, and depending on your diesel truck. And remember when I had that bad gas and I was complaining about it?
Yeah.
It got worse because of it got worse with the fuel filter, right? So I'm driving and shutting off. I get another, and I'm old school. You know I don't care. I'm gonna get where I got to go. I don't care.
Regardless of how many times it stops, I'm still gonna get there.
I'm gonna still get there. I think that thing ain't cut off for me probably 50 times.
God, this is.
But anyway, I knew what it was. I just needed to get it to the shop, so I ended up dropping it off. And when I went to the shop, I told him exactly what I needed done to him. He's like, but the mechanic that works on that truck, he is the only mechanic that ever did anything on that truck. I never
Okay,
took it
okay,
nowhere else.
okay.
So he was like, well, yeah, that's where you start.
That's what's up.
He was like, but he asked me, he said, what happened? I said, yeah, I think I got some bad. Well, I think the filter needed to be changed, but I also think I got some bad gas. He said, well, yeah. He said, you'd be surprised how often that happens. People don't realize. He said, and if you could get a brand new filter
Right, right.
and get some bad gas, and that'll actually, especially with diesel, he said it'll cause you some problems. But I end up, they changed it. It's fine now. It's she back to normal, but
I thought you was gonna say they got stuck on top of the snow.
nah, thank God. It probably would have. Well, it would have been stuck because it was cutting off, but I had to two feet it like a stick
Oh
shift.
my gosh.
A little bit
Stick
of gas, a little bit of brake.
a little bit of gas, a
Keep
little
the
bit of
idle,
brake.
but had to keep the idle a little bit above 1,000 RPMs.
Just making sure you got just enough for the switch. Good God.
And listen, anybody on this live that's a younger person that don't drive long enough, they have no idea what I'm talking about right now.
Absolutely not.
They are so clueless. Like, what is
Absolutely.
he talking about?
Absolutely. They had no clue what double foot is.
Yeah,
They
they
have no clue what
if they
RPM
have
is
a
all
problem with
about.
their car, if they have a problem with their car, the first thing they're gonna do is get out, call the tow truck, and go. They have no idea what I'm talking about. But
They have
I
no
knew what it was
idea.
gonna do, and I said
Tire. You're
I gotta
right.
keep it above 1,000 RPMs. But I know I'm not gonna make it past 35 miles per hour, and I can't push the gas too hard because then it's gonna flood out
Right, right,
because it's
right,
not getting enough fuel and it's burning it out, and then the engine shut down. So
right,
I
right.
had to find the sweet spot just to get
God,
it to the mechanic shop.
straight old school on that one there, brother.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I ain't losing touch too. I got it there. Listen, I got it all the way there and it never cut off for me. That's how good I was at
But you was driving like molasses.
it, right?
Straight Miss Daisy.
And I'm out there fussing at everybody on the road because I know that I'm on borrowed time. I ain't fussing, but in my head I'm like, hurry up, get
Oh
out of the way.
yeah,
You don't understand.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
You
dealing with
fussing
something right
right.
now.
You fussing right. Well,
I'm at red
I've
lights.
seen some of your videos where you driving somewhere and fussing. Yeah, in your mind. Okay. Yeah.
I'm I'm at red lights. Like, come on, I got problems right now. Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
Would you just move to the side? Let me go ahead and do what I gotta do. Get where I gotta get to.
Yeah,
I'm on a crunch
but
time.
but it was cool though. It was fun. Like it was literally fun for me. Like I don't. Some people when they have problems, they get stressed out. I don't get stressed out. I find humor in it, and it's hilarious.
Not me.
And the whole time my brain is being entertained by this. And my lady would tell you, she was like, "Yeah, he a different." It was just funny to me. I'm like the whole ride to the mechanic shop. I get there and I'm telling him the story. He's like, he just looked at me, was like, he said, "That's why you one of my best customers." He said, "Because you never you never mad about anything."
Oh my goodness.
Let's see that shotgun. No,
Oh
I'll let you see the shotgun when you buy me a 50 BMG.
man, I I could show it to him. I know what it looks like. I know what it looks like.
Yeah.
I got a picture of it. You go to the video and watch. Watch the tripod walk backwards if you want to see it. It's live,
First time I ever seen a tripod look handicapped.
man. The first time I ever seen a damn tripod try to run away from where it's sitting, almost like it was getting hit with the kickback.
That was funny. That was funny.
That
And you
was
would think
funny.
that I would. That's why I don't like editing, and that's why I don't like taking out stuff like that. I like to give people the videos, flaws and all. And usually
Right,
when you do it that way, it's it's so much better instead of trying to make everything look perfect.
right, right,
But we
right.
get ready. But I just had to tell that story, man. But she good to go now. It was just a fuel filter, but you know,
Well, the good thing is that it was a fuel filter and not the fuel line.
yeah,
Just for the record.
yeah,
Once you get
true,
some contaminants in there, it's a whole different ballgame when it's the fuel line.
yeah. So it's I had to drive it to kind of burn out some of the rest of that stuff, but it's been 100% fine right now. But it's cool though. But she gonna be going soon, man.
Well, I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna wait for the picture to come up when it happens.
Yeah,
Oh, and I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that what's coming up next has nowhere near VAN in the title. VAN is not for you. I'm just saying.
no,
No, it
no.
better always be TRUCK.
Well, actually, it's not. I'm getting away from it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm getting away from it.
That's
I've
no.
been driving pickup trucks for so long. This will be it's. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had moments where I didn't have a pickup truck, but I've had this truck for 10 years, almost 11 years. 2008. I didn't buy it in 2008, but I bought it used.
Right, right, right.
But I've had it for from up this point. What's up, Mental Raccoon? What's up, Dover Dogs? Everybody, I've had it for almost 10 years. Well, probably more than 10 years, man. And I've put a lot of miles on that. A lot of miles on this truck, and it's gonna be hard to let go, man. It's like,
I'm just surprised that you're gonna go into something totally different than a truck.
well, technically, I already got it. We'll talk about that in another video.
Ron, I'm gonna have to stop talking to you, brother. I thought we were cool like that.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
was cool,
I
man.
thought I was gonna get the first picture. Now I gotta be amongst all the other peons to see what you done get.
Yeah,
Really?
it's nothing new. It ain't nothing special. It's just a vehicle.
Hell
That's all.
yeah, it's special. You went from a truck to something else. That's special.
Yeah, it's okay. Y'all see it eventually. I'm gonna do a video on it eventually. It ain't nothing special though.
Is it a V6, V8? I mean,
V6.
oh my lord, Ron,
Yeah.
that's a major step down. I'm
Yeah. I mean,
because
we have another vehicle. We have a Cadillac too, but and that's a V6, but and it's an SUV. But we most sometimes we in that. But we've always had three vehicles. But we gave one away to my son which was an old. Like, listen, we drive them till we die. We don't. We ain't one of those people that be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a new car." Nah. When I say we drive it till we if well, honestly speaking, that Jeep we had a Jeep Liberty, '05 Jeep Liberty. Love that thing, man. That thing was a beast, and we let it go. When my son has it now, he's still driving it though. It's a 2005. He's still driving it, but then we eventually got that Cadillac, but the Cadillac is not new.
Oh my Lord. I'm just gonna sit back and wait to see what the heck did you get yourself downgraded to?
I know, but let's get for
Yeah, let's
those
get
of you
with
that's
it.
on the
Let's
live,
get
hit
with
the
it.
like button, hit the subscribe button. I know we got
Yeah,
into something totally different, and nothing to do with firearms, but that's what we do around here.
yeah.
But
We tend to get sidetracked, because that's what we do. We
that's what
get
we do.
sidetracked. We have so many other things happening in our lives. We like to share these things with each other because we brothers from another mother.
Right.
This is why we share these things. So with
But
that being said, welcome everybody to Firearms Friday. Now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty, but you came by to actually see Ron from Ron's Opinion and the Fantastic Show talk about Firearm Friday. We talk about firearms. We talk about safety of firearms. We talk about the ins and outs of firearms, and a whole lot of stuff going on. And unfortunately, recently we have found out that we cannot show any videos of actual firearms being fired. So unfortunately,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, we are not
boo.
doing that
Who's
anymore.
that sound? Hold it.
And unfortunately, it is. I know for a fact it's the artificial intelligence that's creating these hindrances, because I too have I've had 3 strikes on my channels for Firearm Friday, and I fought them, and they have allowed the videos to go back up. Yet it's a painstaking moment. So if you guys and girls and friends and family want to come by and watch us talk about people firing firearms, unfortunately that has come to an end. Yeah, I understand. These are things that happen. These are things that happen. And we got to do what we got to do. We got to keep it somewhat PG rated, I guess.
Yeah, I know.
So with that being said, there's a video. Today's topic we're going to talk about. If I remember correctly, Ron, we're going to step back and talk about safety, and we're going to talk about a few. Go ahead.
No, why every time we get on Firearm Fridays, I get the giggles, man?
That's because you're a happy man, brother. You're a happy man. That's why.
I shouldn't have never watched that video first.
It's all right. It's going to be something for us to be laughing about in the moment. That's all it is. It's going to be something to laugh about. Well, let's take a look at this. Again, this is about, today's segment is going to be about safety and armor, right? We all know about armor. We know about safety. We see it all the time. For those that don't understand what armor is about, armor is what actually protects the body. We had a small segment about it on one of our shows. So now we're going to get a little more into it. And it's body armor. Body armor. What is the purpose of body armor and why we need to have it, or should we have it as legal gun owners? So Brother Ron here has come across a video, and we're going to share it, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to play it first, and then we're going to talk about it. All right?
And for you people out there that don't know, we're not talking about the clothing line Under Armour.
Yeah, not the clothing line, not the kind that go with sneakers. We talking about the armor that goes with with shell casings and projectiles and green dots, yellow dots, and flashlights. Just in case you didn't understand that part. Let's check out.
I came across that video, and actually, no, Ant Like the Bug sent me the video, and I briefly watched it, and I could not. And don't get me wrong, it's not humorous. It was just humorous to me.
It's humorous.
But we're going to watch this video, then we're going to get into the subject.
All right. Let's get into
Go
the
ahead,
video.
Jay.
This one right up in that neck space. All right. Now I've got to shoot Campbell's right eye while I stand here buck naked. Right? You can shoot him in the knees. Meanwhile, Campbell's going to be shooting you in the face. Y'all, I'm Billy Gibbons. I love Houston.
I'm Campbell. I'm in the laundry business, and I need this. We travel across 2 states, Texas and Louisiana.
Look at this, man.
DVI finance.
See? 50 state legal. Okay? Every state, every civilian who doesn't have a felony can get these. Connecticut you can't buy them over the internet. You got to call us, and we'll get some direct sales to you. But these are available right now at bulletproofcurtains.shop. That is bulletproofcurtains.shop. You buy them today, they ship today. We were fully stocked. Get down. Hey, we also need distributors. You know what's up.
Woo! I know where to start.
I know. All right. Why we talking about this? But we're gonna actually eventually go to the actual website of the company that makes the stuff. They make different stuff, so called bulletproof. I don't know how well the stuff works. I don't know actually what it does, but for some reason, for me, that video was hilarious. It was hilarious. I just could not stop laughing. And as on all serious, and we're gonna get into it, but in all seriousness,
Okay, we're gonna try.
I know when he was holding that up, at first I'm like, what in the world is he holding? Like in his hand.
Right.
Now, from a tactical perspective, because of course these are the tactical stuff. I've never seen this before. I have no idea what I was looking at. So we're actually all going to learn about this together right now. So stay in there, stay on the live. We're going to enjoy this together. But I'm sorry, I just could not stop laughing. For some reason, that video was funny to me, and I don't think it was funny to me. But Jay's going to pull up the actual website of the company, because I think you said it was like a third-party company that this guy was.
That's a third-party company
Right.
that presented that curtain. And before we get into that, it's again, that video to me is freaking hilarious as well, because we got to understand something, right? First and foremost, for him to say that he's going to shoot the guy in the eye, and then he tells him to get down. I mean, like, all right, what is it? What is it that you're really talking about here, guy? Because in essence, it doesn't make any sense of what you're saying, or you're putting somebody in a very, very awkward position when you turn around and say, you can shoot somebody in the eye. All right, that's the first thing that's wrong. And then secondly, he says he's going to shoot him in the knee. Right. So to me, that is improper way of teaching somebody about a safety or a device that would create some type of safety for the person. Now, if we just look at this from a realistic standpoint, what are the chances that you as an individual is sitting inside your vehicle and you have this curtain inside your vehicle, and the way it's designed is that it sits on the car seat of where you are? So the question lies as far as, if I'm sitting in my car seat and it's behind me, you really have to be a real pain in the tail that someone's actually going to come out and chase you down in your car, that you need to have this curtain on your seat. Okay, let's understand this, because you're going to see exactly how this thing situates on a person's car seat. To give you a real understanding of how it fits on the car seat, if anyone ever has purchased from Temu or Amazon a car seat warmer, it sits on the actual seat and then you sit on it. So this bulletproof curtain does the same exact thing. You attach it to your seat. So by the time you're in a situation where you actually need to get that thing out, 9 out of 10, you already got plugged a couple of times. And honestly,
that's my thought on it.
So, I mean, let's take a look, if everybody don't mind, let's take a look at how this situation is.
Are you going to bring the video back up?
No, this is the actual company that the guy was talking about. It's called Bulletproof Curtains, right? Yeah. This guy here is apparently the CEO, CFO, the one who runs the company. Okay. So this is the same guy that was talking before in the video. Now, here's where my concern is. If you feel the need as a business owner to talk about bulletproofing things, why you got your license plate out in public view? So now you telling everybody where you live, how to find you, and what you have inside your car.
Yeah. I mean, they just trying to sell product. They not concerned about being safe.
They're not. So where's the safety concept in it? Zero. Right? Now, that to me is problem number one. Right? Now, I did take a look at some of the other stuff they have. And
Yeah,
I gotta say,
we're gonna cipher through that stuff. We're gonna definitely cipher through everything the stuff that we've seen on there. We're gonna run the commercial first, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna cipher through some of the stuff that they sell. And the whole question about this is it useful or not?
right.
We're gonna run the commercial. We'll be right back. And right after we run the commercial, we're gonna find out what y'all think, is it useful or not. Let's run
Right.
that commercial.
Run that commercial.
Fellas, ladies, you looking for lotions? You looking for beard oils? But unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.
And yes, we went back and make sure y'all take advantage of that OG Network 26 promo code, and you'll get 15% off all your purchases up top to bottom product of $35 and up. Make sure y'all take advantage of it. Get some of them wonderful candles, that body wash, that deodorant, that hair care, that all that good stuff that they sell over there. Make sure y'all scroll through the whole website and see all the wonderful product that they make. And therefore, you can take advantage of the product. Make sure you get that 15% discount when you spend $35 or more on top to bottom products. And we're going to get back to what we're talking about.
This is true. Just let me get 30 seconds here because
It's all good, brother.
it's showing me something that I want to see right now. So let's go back into that. Yep. Put this back on the stage. Okay. So here's the company that we just saw, right?
Right.
The company we just saw is called Bulletproof Curtains. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky, right? They have a plethora of items, right? They have wall art. There was called wall as the actual wall art, and each one of these items is a bulletproof item.
Okay.
Right? Now
I want to start with the seat thing.
This is where we at. This thing that he has in his hand that we saw the video on is called a seat cushion shield, right?
All right.
Now they come in different variations because we know that a lot of people buy a bulletproof vest, right?
Right.
But they don't buy the bulletproof vest according to the caliber that they are expecting to get shot at with.
Yeah, definitely.
We've seen that, okay?
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is you don't go and you say, you know what, I'm gonna buy this bulletproof vest. It only cost me $200. Okay. Then you go and unfortunately you go out and not saying that you went and looked for some trouble, but you went and you thought that you had the best bulletproof out there, and you shot it with a 357 Magnum, and that 357 Magnum shell casing went right through it, and you're trying to figure out why. It is because that bulletproof vest that you bought is not designed for high caliber weapons.
Yes.
So every time you buy, or if you plan to buy a bulletproof anything, you have to make sure that what you're buying actually has a level of a specific firearm that you're trying to prevent piercing from. Okay. In layman's terms, if you buy a bulletproof vest that costs you $200, I can safely tell you now, anything above a 38 is going to go right through it.
More likely, yes.
What do you think?
My thing is, if you're going to buy a bulletproof vest, the first thing this is my thought pattern, is that
Go ahead.
the first thing you need to do is educate yourself on what is the most common caliber weapon that is used in crime situations.
Facts.
Now, it doesn't mean you cover all the bases. It just means what is the most common one. And let's just say 9mm is probably the most common. Why?
Yes.
Because it's the most commonly used.
Yes.
You might have some 10 mil or some other stuff, but 9mm. So if you're going to buy a vest, at minimum, you better make sure it's going to stop at least at 9mm.
That is correct. That is correct.
For the
And that's
sake
the
of,
unfortunate side. Yeah, and that's the unfortunate side. A lot of people do not do. They don't do that research to find out if
right,
the vest that they're buying stops a specific caliber. And you're absolutely right. It should.
Yeah,
You
you
should investigate, learn it, educate yourself behind it. So as we see on the front page here, we see 3 different seat covers. 1, 2, 3. Right.
right,
Each one of these is the same exact in the essence of it's called a seat cushion shield. One is for AR, one is the INJ, and the other one's an XL. So off the record, if you see the pricing on each one, you have one that's 1,000, you have another one that's 900, you have another one that's $2,000. So it's safe to say that if you plan to invest in one of these seats, you better get the one that says AR. Because what that means is going to stop an AK rifle or an AR rifle, which is a carbine rifle, or something similar to what's sitting on the back of Ron's shoulder. Now,
yes,
of course, everything on the smaller side is going to stop smaller rounds. So the funny thing is this, as I mentioned before, now you see here how it's sitting. Let me see if I can get this larger here because I don't want to move around too much because it's going to mess us up. Hold on now. I don't want to lose focus of what we're looking at. I just want to make certain things larger. Okay, that should be good there. So as we see here, right here on this one right here, it sits on the actual seat, right? So that means your back is pressed up against it. Now, if someone is shooting at you from behind, this works wonderfully because it's going to stop the round from piercing the seat, which of course is going to stop the round or the bullet, aka, from piercing your body if you're being shot from behind. If you're being shot from the front, it's useless. Or in the essence, it's going to be beneficial because at least when the ME, aka medical examiner, or the coroner's office, or the law enforcement team that has to investigate the round that was put into your body, they can find it a lot easier than trying to comb through the vehicle because it's going to be stuck inside that shield if you get shot from the front.
If you got shot from the front.
Exactly. So in my opinion, this is a waste of money because it really doesn't help. It really doesn't.
Now, we watched the guy get out of the car with it up like that.
This is true. Just
Now,
like this.
Personally, I think I agree with you. I think for the average person, it's probably a waste of money. It's so many variations of what's you're not. All right, there is a part where I would say it's not a waste of money, and I'll get to that. But I'm gonna say why I agree with you first. Why it is a waste of money.
Okay.
And in most cases, you'll never get a chance to use it. You'll be dead already.
Yes.
This is why I first, when Jay says it's a complete waste of money, I agree with him as it relates to that. Now, the other small portion of me that says it's still a waste of money, but my question was, is it useful or not? Right? Now, where I think it's useful, number one, for law enforcement, I think it's great useful. And this is just my scenario of why I think it's useful for law enforcement.
Okay.
When I say police officers, right?
Yeah.
Police officer gets pulled somebody over. And let's just say you in your squad car and you see the guy on with a gun and he's on his way to get you. Let's say you got that particular thing on each one of your seats where you can quickly grab it and throw it in front of you. You might be able to preserve your life and defend yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I get what you're saying.
Right. So that's why I say, like, I think there's some small scenarios. The way they were merchandising or the way they were trying to sell it, I disagree with that. I just don't think the average person is not going to have a useful for this. But I think for law enforcement under a tactical situation, depending on how well that thing works, you get what I'm saying? Or let's just say you got some, again, law enforcement, I go back to is you're in a situation where you have to, you're going into a situation and you already at a point of where firearms are there and you got access to get to that thing as a way of shielding yourself because we know bullets can go through stuff, go through cars, go through metal sometimes.
Right.
So for law enforcement, I think it's probably a better use. That's under those type of scenarios, I think it's a better use. Now, me as an individual, now we're gonna get to me. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And I'm doing something. Would it be all right? We're gonna get into the other stuff, but would it be a waste of money for me? Probably, yeah. Now,
Okay.
of course, my mind always goes into what if. Now, I'm looking at it also from a civilian. If something was to happen, I don't see myself getting to it fast enough in most cases. But
Right.
in some small, rare cases, yeah. But in most cases, you're not. Here's the thing: even with a firearm, in most cases, you're not. If somebody might ever had a drop on you,
Facts.
but if I see the situation coming about and I got time for that, then it's a great thing to have as another means of protection. Is it worth me putting $1,000 into for that very reason? That's where I don't know. I mean, I don't. I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say that it's. I wouldn't say it's totally useless. Useless, but I just think again it kind of goes into your lifestyle, um, where your lifestyle is at, and I just think. But for the average person, I just think it's with drug dealers. They're probably like it.
Nope.
I mean,
I can tell you right now. Nope.
now wait a minute. Let me give you another scenario. Let me give you
Go
another
ahead.
scenario. All right,
Go ahead.
let's just say, and this is one I just thought about, which might actually it goes back to what you said is somebody shoot you from behind and it's in your seat. Let's just now. I think honestly, I think what this would probably be better for is somebody who's an Uber driver.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, of course, it's not going to protect you at all cases. But let's just say somebody's behind you, and they got the gun behind the seat. You see the gun, but they got it behind the seat.
Yeah.
If they shoot you from behind, they might think they shot you. If they not intend to use a headshot,
Right.
that might add an extra protection for you to try to get out of there and run.
True. True.
If
True.
they're not at so, but again, what is the likelihood of that? Probably none. But in some, and like I said, in some rare cases,
You know, Ronnie, I gotta say, you just enlightened me to revert my answer to 99% should not buy it. You I gotta tell you, you are absolutely because I didn't think about that. You are absolutely 100% unequivocally correct. An Uber driver, a taxi driver would benefit from having this on their seat. You are absolutely 100% correct. 100%. And the reason why I say this, I speak from experience. I tried doing it for about a month, and you are absolutely right. It would really, really benefit the driver for two reasons. One, if they wind up getting one that's called stab proof and bulletproof at the same time, it would definitely be 100% beneficial, providing that the person does, like you said, try to do something to them from the back of the seat versus in between the seats. Usually they have a partition after so many people getting hurt and whatnot. But you're right. You're absolutely right. This would benefit an actual Uber driver, Lyft, or someone who's doing some type of taxi transportation of people,
right.
because of course they they would try to assault the person from the backside of the seat. So yeah, I am now once again admitting live, I am wrong. Thank you, Ron.
I don't
Get it?
honestly.
No,
You
no, no,
said it
no.
though,
No, you are right. No, you're right. You're right. There's that 1% that would actually benefit from it. So it
man.
is actually useful to someone.
But
You're right.
you said if somebody shoot you from the back seat,
Right.
from behind, that's what kind of triggered my thought pattern of who would be concerned about who's in the back seat other other than somebody that's doing like an Uber, taxi, something like that. So like I
Right.
said, there's a small okay, yeah, maybe them. That's why I looked at the video and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, why would you advertise it that way? Because what are the chances of you getting up and having the chance to put it in your arm
That's
and
right.
got the gun aimed at?
That's
I
right.
just didn't think that was a realistic scenario. That's why I kept laughing, and I just
And
thought
it's
it was
not.
so funny. But
That
when you
marketing that
said,
marketing idea he did was straight garbage. Because you're
but when
right.
you said the shooting of the back and the seat, which don't get me wrong, I thought about that too because they had it sitting there. I'm like, okay, but you actually said it out, and it triggered my thought pattern was, yeah, if I'm a taxi cab driver, if I'm an Uber driver, someone like that, it does give you a layer of protection. It's not 100% protection, but it does give you a layer of protection behind you.
Right,
You know what I'm
right, right,
saying?
right. Definitely, definitely.
So
And that's why
that's now
I
me
revoked it.
personally, knowing that, I would get me two of them and see if I can roll the other one up and attach it to the ceiling. Where I can just pull it real quick. Then I got one in front of me too.
Not funny that you said that because when we finish having a laugh and talk about this car seat one, I think the next one I'm going to show you is going to be a little bit more somewhat entertaining and a little bit more of understanding why they designed it. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So before we go, you have mentioned law enforcement. Law
Right?
enforcement would never use anything like this
Probably not.
because, like you said a moment ago, by the time you get it unhinged from your seat, 9 out of 10, you got to understand, you got to be outside the vehicle, standing horizontal or parallel to the roadway, where if the person in the other car or someone who's trying to ambush that police officer, not a police officer, doesn't have an additional layer of protection, which is the door. Hence the reason why 99% of the time they stand behind the door, they stand at the vehicle, because the penetration gets slowed down, unless it's a 50 BMG, and it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
So that's why they stand at the doors and the vehicles. So utilizing something like this in law enforcement would be a complete waste because it's not beneficial. Now, there are several law enforcement departments that carry an actual police SWAT shield in the back of the car.
Right.
And those are the ones that carry them. Those police officers are fully trained by SWAT because they're actually driving around with carbine rifles inside the vehicle, and they need that extra layer of protection because they know that if they're walking around with something that's high powered and has a stronger projectile, they need something to stop that from happening. They're not SWAT, they're just SWAT trained. So that's
Right.
why they would have something different. Okay. But going back to this
What's
car,
up, Leah?
99% of the people should not get it, and drug dealers are going to have an armor-proof vehicle. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay.
But yeah, that's what I said. But there's like I said, that's why the small part of me said there's a small portion of but I don't know. I'm gonna buy me 4 of them and put them in my vehicle though.
Well, let me show you something that may just tweak your interest in another way. Okay. Bear with me for 30 seconds as I get ready to show you this one. That's the only
I
thing I
want that
like.
shield.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, you're not gonna let me open it? Come on now. Yeah, they're not gonna let me open. That sucks. All right, so let's go back to this here because I thought they were gonna let me open it. Apparently not. I guess that's the way they're doing it. Screw them. but we're gonna see it anyway. Now, I kind of figured this would be something for you personally.
Okay.
Not saying that you're not going to be useful for it, but I think you would have a better chance at utilizing it and understanding why. Just this right here. This one right here. Let's get it back up on the screen.
We gotta bring it back to the stage.
There we are. This right here.
Yeah, I was getting ready to ask you about that because I didn't when I sent the website. I never seen that part. Go.
Now, to the average eye, this would be a pristine type of home defense. Now, the reason why I say that is because it's a curtain. It doesn't look like anything in particular. It just looks like a basic set of curtains. But this specific curtain is bullet and blast resistant. What that means is if someone turns around and throws a grenade, someone throws a what they call in law enforcement a flash bomb, or in my era, I'm going to say M80. That curtain would not allow the blast pattern to come into the window. It would stay right at the window. It wouldn't go past it. So it stays right inside that little area. So it's almost like, for those that know what bulletproof glass does, when a projectile hits bulletproof glass, it doesn't penetrate. It stays there and explodes, and or it just makes it look a big old mess. These curtains do the same exact thing. Now, why do I believe that these curtains are good? Because if you happen to live in a state or a town where the law-abiding citizen is hindered from obtaining a firearm, you should get this. Because if you happen to live in a town where the criminals have more weapons than the police officers do, you need these curtains in your house. Okay? Because this way,
protect, so you can protect yourself from.
And as everybody knows, this is not the funny part. Bullets have no names.
Nope.
So when you hear about stray bullets hitting people and all this here will protect you in your house. Yes, there's a possibility that the bullet will go through the wall. Yes. Yet going through the wall still slows down the projectile. Through glass, there's nothing slowing that projectile down unless you have these curtains. So I would say that these curtains are 99% beneficial to the buyer. If you live in a state or a town that the law-abiding citizen is not allowed to have a firearm in the house, this is something you should have. Because if you ever happen to, because I've seen it, and I've seen a whole lot of it. Straight bullets going through walls, straight bullets going through windows, straight bullets being sprayed at somebody's house because they're trying to hit one person standing in a corner, but 15 apartments and 12 cars and 3 dogs and 6 people walking down the street on the opposite side of the road get hit with bullets. But they were trying to hit the person that was standing on the corner. This would help. That's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, I'll be honest. And this, I think it would help a whole lot too. And I'm just like kind of piggybacking off of what you said, as far as living in a house and stuff. Now, here's the thing I think is a bigger picture that I think people don't really pay attention to. In most places like New York, Philadelphia, most of the older houses are built out of brick.
Right.
So unless it's extremely rare for anything to make it through brick, it got to hit it multiple times before it starts making it through. Unless you got like a 50 BMG or something high power.
Correct.
But that has nothing to do with the windows and stuff in the house. So for me, if you live in an urban area where there's a lot of stuff like that type of thing, that's your between a brick house, that's your protection. And those windows having that on there, that's a great layer of protection.
Absolutely.
Now, if you happen to live in an area where they're new construction, you need to put that all over your house.
This is also true.
You need to hang it on your walls, your windows, and everything. Because I'm going to tell you something about these new houses. They ain't stopping nothing The walls of these new houses do not stop any layer, don't have no layer protection against firearms.
Zero.
Everything that they make these new houses out of, that bullet, if it's out, especially out of a rifle, is coming through and it's coming through fast. It's going to come through the walls into your house and goes out of the other walls outside of your house. If your neighbor's within 25, 35 feet, it's in their house too.
That's right.
And believe me when I tell you, I've watched plenty of videos where they construct a little unit of how they built new houses, and it went in 6 different layers of walls before that bullet stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So people don't, when you start looking at, unless it just somehow or another hit the beam, and that's the only thing that's like, if you got a 6-inch beam, if it hit it this way, it might, depend on the caliber, it might stop enough or come through where it ain't got enough momentum to do anything more damage.
Right,
but the reality of it is, most of these houses are made out of plywood, which is about 3/4 inch split. It's not even real plywood. It's flake board, compressed flake board, tie-vac,
Right.
and then some siding or some fake brick, which ain't real brick. It's just some thin 1/2-inch brick that look like brick, but it ain't thick 4-inch brick.
Facts.
So you probably should have that, because you're going to need some type of protection. Thing with me is, if somebody starts shooting at my house, I'm taking them curtains down, putting them around my whole body.
Right. Right.
I'll be like this. Everybody put a curtain on.
Right.
And that's the
That's where the
reason why I
benefit
don't
comes
like
in.
to be home. Huh?
That's where the benefit comes in. You can
Yeah,
wrap
that's
it
why I
around a
don't like the
person's
new
body.
construction. But I like I said, I think for your home that is a great use. Even if you're in an area where they do allow you to have, where you don't have an issue and you still have it. I think if you can go past the decor aspect of it, because you're not going to get something that's going to match the decor of your house. You got to deal with whatever it is that they make.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So far, they have. From what I was looking at, they have 6 different colors.
Right.
Which your basic colors: your blacks, your whites, your blues, your grays, your greens. So you have your basic colors. So far, they're matching something that's beneficial. And the great part is, it's inexpensive. It's only $125 for 2 panels. For those that say, well, that's a lot of money, it's really not. Because most people spend anywhere between $200 to $400 on curtains. I'm just saying.
And they don't protect you from nothing. Now, what I think they should do is, with that, the way that it is, instead of trying to make a bunch of different colors, what they should do is make sleeves. Make it where you can sleeve something into it to change the look up. Kind of like vertical blinds.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they're having that, but make something more fashionable that a person can stick to, that it actually attaches, even if it's out of Velcro. Bam, right there. It don't look like that is more fashionable, where people can actually change it to fit the decor of their home, as opposed to having 6 different colors.
Okay.
Then they can expand the sales part of it that way, because not only are you gonna buy that, now you can, some people they got different styles in their house and they want a decor to match their home.
Yeah.
So that might be an extension of that. You can make something that kind of just Velcros to it, that people can choose to actually change the decor of it to fit your home, if that matters that much to you. But knowing most women and men, and I'm gonna say more women, they're gonna figure that part out on their own anyway.
Facts.
Most women gonna look at that thing like, you know what, it's gonna stay up there, but I don't like the way it looks, so I'm gonna figure out a way to decorate that thing.
Right. True.
But I think that's a good protection for your home.
Oh, I agree. That bulletproof glass curtain is absolutely fabulous. Fabulous.
Yeah.
I
think that was a great idea.
It's definitely a great idea, and they don't even have to market. They don't have to put a lot of marketing into it, because it's kind of self-explanatory once you actually know what it is. So I agree. That's one. And now this is the actual company that, as we're talking about the curtains, this is the actual company that the other guy was talking about, because the other guy that we watching the video with, the guy talking about he owns laundromats. That guy is a third-party seller, so he buys all his material, all his product. He buys from this company. This company is called Armor Upfitters. That's where he buys it from. So in other words, he's almost like a wholesaler. He buys it
Right.
from the company or private labels. Rather, he buys it from the company and he sells it under his own name. But he
Right.
gets all the product from these people here, which is on our screen right now, which that's the name of the company, which is called Armor Upfitters. Now,
Hold on, let me move
iron-
this. Yeah, go ahead.
this outfit right here that we're looking at, as it says fire on it. The reason why I like this is because at one time when I was many moons ago when I was a youngin, I was in 29 Palms, California. For anybody who knows what 29 Palms is, I'm not going to get into any rhetoric about it. But those that understand, 29 Palms is a specific place. I was there, and this type of protection was given to everyone that was at 29 Palms. Now, as simple as it looks, it's very helpful because of what you're doing. I agree where this is actually something that's given to people who are in very war torn areas. United Nations people use this. The Red Cross uses this. I agree 100% that firefighters should use this. Yes, they have over 85 pounds of gear already on their bodies, yet this would actually give them another 10, 20 pounds, yet save their life depending on who it is. Paramedics, EMTs, 100, and if there's ever such a thing as 100,000%, I would say so. Paramedics and EMTs should always be dressed like this, no matter what, especially when they respond to a gunshot victim. They need this because this is going to give them a little extra to protect themselves with. Because again, we said it in one segment before. I totally disagree with exposing your arms because if you get hit in the arms, yeah, the likelihood of you losing the arm versus your life is much more sustainable. Yet, if the bullet pierces a certain part of your body around your shoulders, you still can actually lose your life. So,
Yeah.
mentioning this type of outfit is necessary because it's a bulletproof vest and a Kevlar styled helmet, which, of course, anybody who knows about Kevlar has, of course, certain levels as well. Yet, the helmet, for some reason, the helmet has been designed for any carbine and AK platform weapon rifle to be protected. So anything under an AK AR, a carbine rifle, that helmet is going to protect their skulls. So if we think about it for a moment, the reason why the United Nations people they use this same type of outfit is because they're usually in war-torn countries. They don't want to get killed, so they have it.
Right.
EMTs should have it. Paramedics should have it. Firefighters should have it, depending on where they're going. This, I would say, is a 100% great idea. And as you see, it's not expensive to have because the helmet alone runs almost $1,000, depending on who the maker is. So to get both parts to be under $1,000, I would say that this is a great actual set to have in your home for those that don't have anything to protect them.
Yeah. I agree. Um, I agree, especially if you're in the field of like you said, fireman, EMT, medical, um, any type of medical field. And sometimes I think even I don't even know what like the medical people here that's working in the ambulance and stuff. I don't know what they wear. I don't even think they wear anything that's bulletproof at all. And my thing is this: is that you running into a lot of times you running into a situation where you don't even know if it's really all totally over
Right,
because the person can be like, I don't care, I killed him. I might want to come back and finish some other people.
right,
You might be walking into a war zone that you don't even know you're walking into. You're trying to save a life, not realizing this person don't want that person to live, so they want to kill you to keep that person from surviving. It could go anyway. You know what I mean,
right, exactly.
so I agree. I agree. I think that will make great thing for those type of people that work in that field. I agree with that.
Especially I'm not sure if you ever heard. I know in LA it happened several times, and I know that it happened a handful of times in the state of New Jersey, and it has happened in New York more than a handful or two handfuls, should I say, where paramedics and firefighters were responding to a call, and they were being shot at by snipers and or other people.
Yeah.
So that's a clear example, not even an example, a fact of the matter that if there are people out there who are specifically targeting first responders, then my opinion is first responders should be wearing that same type of stuff. Kevlar helmets and body piercing armor for their bodies. Because,
Right.
like you said a moment ago, I think we got an agreement in this. They're responding, but the person that's calling or fake calling a 911 just to take out a first responder, you want to be able to save the first responder that's already hit versus having multiple people getting hit and not being
Right.
protected. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're spot on with that one. As far as first responders having that protective gear, I agree. I have no other take on that one. That I think, I mean, yeah, other people could use it, but I think them is more useful for them than just about anybody else. I mean, civilians. It depends on like. It's always hard when you say civilians because every civilian lifestyle is different. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I mean, like if you live in a neighborhood that's peaceful and quiet, nothing really happens, you might still have a level of protection, but you're not really thinking about other. You're not thinking that you would ever have to use it for that reason. It's like, the likelihood is less than none. But
Right.
then if you live in another neighborhood where you sleep with one eye open, one eye closed, because
Right.
your thought pattern is always going to be different. So, like I said, I know it's always going to vary. I'm not going to walk around. I'm not going to walk around no helmet like that. People going to think I'm a special needs person and like, yeah, you're looking for the bus and ain't come yet.
Right. 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 Right.
But um, yeah, I think I think that's a good way of looking at it. Is that's useful then. Even when it goes back to that car seat, I mean the seat cushion thing or whatever that was. Like I said, for the vast majority of people, yeah, you can buy it, but it's really like kind of a waste. I ain't gonna say a total waste of money, but close to a total waste of money. I just don't see.
91.9. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now for somebody like me, yeah, I probably would buy it. And I'm gonna tell you, listen, I'm gonna explain to you why I would buy it
Please do. I like to know why.
because I every once in a while you like to do dumb stuff.
Well, that's a class A dumb stuff right there.
So instead of putting seat covers in my vehicle, I would put every seat will have one of them in the seat. Because at that point, it was like, because I'm gonna play the game real good, and they be like, "Man, what is these in your seat?" I say, "Oh, they not seat covers. They bulletproof. They bulletproof seats. Just in case somebody starts shooting at the vehicle, they'll stop the bullets in there. So you got the right people in there. You can scare the hell out of them. Like, why you need that? And man, I do a lot of wild stuff out there, bro. Like, I mean, I don't know who's looking for me.
Hell, I mean, if you Ron just happen to have a bulletproof vest on, that's gonna draw a lot of questions. Like, what is Ron getting into that he needs to wear a bulletproof vest? It's all the trolls that come looking for him. That's
I
I'm
know.
just saying. I'm just saying. You know, it's just I think that these are products that are being made for people, and they're banking on the fact that a lot of these people are just going to buy them just because they don't know what they're doing with them.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. But if we, between you and I, and hopefully many others that tend to understand why we do the show about Firearms Fridays, would understand that
What's up, Dirty Money?
the concept of having a bulletproof vest is A, the profession you in,
Yeah.
B, the protection you need, and C, and most importantly, the ability to stay alive in the event of something going wrong, right? Let's take for a fact, like not a security guard, but a what they call the Brinks driver. I don't say Brinks drivers, the drivers who deliver money from bank to bank to bank.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Now,
Why can't we think of the name of that? What they call them?
because usually it's a security company that
Right.
hires these people, so that's why it's kind of funny to say security people.
I know it's Loomis is one of them.
Brinks,
Brinks
Loomis.
is another one. Yeah.
Believe it or not, here's something funny. Amazon has one. The New York City transit system has one.
Yeah, I know they had it. I know SEPTA does too.
SEPTA has one. Yes.
Yeah.
So far, we got a good understanding of who we're referring to. I believe they should also be wearing helmets.
I
That's
agree.
my take. I believe
Right.
they should be wearing helmets as well. The Kevlar helmet should be part of their outfit, part of their uniform. Because I've seen some guys, and I've seen some law enforcement officers, and we said this on one of our other segments, where you're wearing a bulletproof vest, but it looks like what the hell's the name of that damn cartoon character?
Oh, yeah.
I keep calling myself
Huey.
that damn
Huey.
Huey. There you go. Yeah, Huey. The damn bulletproof vest is sitting right above
Oh,
their
yeah.
belly. Like you could not spend a few more $100 to make sure the thing covered your whole belly. Like that's the worst place to get shot if you have a big ass belly anyway. So, I believe that a lot of these security guards and or these people who go to the banks to transport money and or pick up money should be wearing them, because they should wear the helmet as well, because they need that protection, because one never knows what they may come across at. And of course, the average human being that or the average citizen that has the right to carry a firearm should not be dressing like that, because it calls more attention. Because of course the question arises, why do you need to be dressed like that? What is it that you have intentions of doing? Simple as that is watching a person walk into a bank that has their face covered, their hands covered in an oversized coat. Yeah, there's a very good chance that person's up to no good. So you walk around with a Kevlar helmet and a bulletproof vest. Yeah, there's 1,000 questions raised why you're walking around like that. Not driving around, just walking around.
Yeah.
So as we talk about safety, Ron, we kind of touched the subject on one of our other segments. And gun safety is something that everyone should learn, right?
Right.
Now, you go to the range a lot more often than the average person that I believe, that I know, goes to the range. Now, you go to the range, you have that experience already at the range.
Right.
The range that you go, the range that you go to visit, do they have training classes as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever entertained one of their classes?
No.
Okay.
Now, all right, the place that I go to, and I can, first of all, they won't let you shoot there until you watch the training course that they have there. They have a like a 10-minute training course that you have to, when you register there to sign up to use the range. They have a
Okay.
course that gives you basic safety instructions, gun range etiquette, things that they tell you on there. They won't even let you use the range until you go online right there and actually register, and then you got to watch the video before they allow you to even go in there and shoot your firearm at all.
Okay.
So that's their first step. Now, I've been to ranges, they don't put you through none of that. They just, you sign up, go in, shoot. They don't know if you know what you're doing or not. They just, they have an instructor. They have somebody that is watching everything. But the problem, I don't, I get into that a little bit. But this place here is very extremely professional. Like they on the A game a whole lot, and there's reason why I go there. They don't let the riffraffs be there and do stupid stuff. Like they be on everything to make sure that nobody get hurt. Now, don't get me wrong, personal. This is me personal. Whenever I go to the range, outside of taking someone else with me. If I go with somebody else, this is just how I am, and I think that anybody that goes to the range should have the same thought pattern. If you're an experienced firearm person and you're taking somebody that have very little experience, treat them like they have very little experience. Become the instructor. Don't worry about going there and having fun for yourself because you got somebody going with you that don't have the experience. So you have to take yourself out the mindset of I'm going to the range to have fun and shoot whatever it is because I enjoy the range. But if
Right.
I'm going with somebody that I know don't have very little or no experience with firearms, I take myself out of being going to enjoy myself and I put myself into I have to watch the person that I'm with and to make sure nobody gets hurt. Yes, they have people there that's watching, but I always watch. And because when I go there, and I've been there quite a few times with other people, they're not more likely to watch what I'm doing because they know me and they know, you get to know your customers and who comes and who and everything. And it's a little bit of a breath of fresh air for them because they know if I bring somebody with me, I'm on top of what they're doing just as much as they would be on top of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And one time I was there, I had 5 or 6 other people with me, and everybody wasn't you know experienced.
Right.
So I had to become. And if they got all this other stuff going, and yeah, they got people that work there, but when it gets busy, it's too many moving parts for you to try to watch. Even if they got 2 people there, because theirs is kind of sectioned off, they got pathways to see everything. But even if you got 2 instructors in there, and you got 15 lanes, and you got 3 and 4 people in all lanes, I don't care if you have 5 people in that room. It's too much to watch.
True. True. True.
So I always take it a point to make sure that me personally, if I'm taking somebody to the range with me, as much as I love to enjoy it and shoot and have fun at the range, enjoy myself, you have to take yourself out the mindset of it's not about you at that moment. Make sure that you're doing the safe thing. Teach that person the right way, range etiquette. Because I've walked out of gun ranges, paid to use the gun range. I was in the gun range,
Right.
set up, start letting off some rounds. But one thing I'll tell you this is that watch what everything is going on around you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Don't just be like, oh, I'm having fun, this and that. I'm going to tell you why. And this is what I love. One thing I do love about my oldest son is that he's very watchful like his father. And when we've been in the range times, he's seen what I seen. We did not have to say, oh, let's go. He was there. I was there. We saw what we saw. We didn't like the way people was handling their firearms. The instructor wasn't really like on them. It was a lot of loose stuff that I would not let go on in a firearm in a gun range.
Right.
Pack my stuff up. Time to go. I've literally been in there. I ain't been there for 15 minutes. But because of what I was seeing, I'm not going to be the one to participate when the accident happened. We're not going to be here when it does. Because we're going to pack our stuff up and we're going to go. So my thing is, Jay, and one thing I always say safety-wise, of course, there's all the safety part. Assume every gun is loaded. There's a lot of details into that. But one thing I always say is if you're at a range, indoor, outdoor range, whatever you at, be mindful of what people are doing around you. Because if you see people doing reckless stuff, an accident is going to happen.
Fact.
You don't want to be there when it does. I don't care how much you enjoy it. If you see reckless stuff happening, don't sit there and laugh about it because some people you can't correct them. They don't even care. No, I ain't done it. No. The one thing I can do is pull myself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Kick myself out the environment. Yeah, I spent my money. I'm mad about the fact that I spent my money. I got to go because I couldn't enjoy myself. And my thing is this: if you go to a gun range and it's that type of experience, don't go back. Find another one. That's it. And that's why the places I go is in Marvern, PA. It's called Mainline Armory. That's why I like that because they don't let the riffraff, the stupid stuff go on. They're very on top of this stuff. Some the people there that work there, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're very polite and all that other stuff, but they don't let the dumb stuff play out. It's a lot more comfortable for me to go there. And for people that are into their firearms, want to enjoy yourself, have fun, you can enjoy yourself. I'm still watching what everybody's doing,
Right.
But I like that place because I noticed the people work there are watching what people are doing just as much as I'm watching.
Right. Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So if you're gonna go a person and go to the gun range, and I've been quite a few times, watch what people is doing. I mean, and that's another part of assume every gun is loaded.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because
Right.
people do crazy stuff. Sometimes they do it intentionally, but a lot of times people do stuff unintentional. They don't
Right.
realize what
Right.
they're doing because they don't have the experience yet. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like prime example, Jay, and we talked about this before. You take somebody to a range, first time they ever shot a gun in their life. This is the reason why when I'm training them, I only put one bullet in the gun.
Right.
That's why I do it. Because once they fire that gun one time, the intent every time I've seen this many a time, once they pop, then they start, oh man, that was right. Now, again, this is why I don't put two bundles. I don't load up the clips and stuff. If I'm training somebody and I know they don't know what they're doing, once I brought them to the point of, okay, we're going to shoot one round, once they let that round out and they get the feel of that, there's nothing else in that gun because I only put one round in.
Right. 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 Right.
Then, if I don't catch them before they turn around, and be like, oh man, that was not. Again, when you're in the range, always keep that gun pointed down range. Always, no matter what's going on. If you land it down on the table, make sure it's pointed down range. Always never turn that thing left, right, none of that. Up, down, none of it. Just always keep that gun pointed down range. The barrel of the gun should always be pointed down range.
Right.
That's it. I've been in the ranges where I've seen people doing stuff where they wasn't following that rule. And that's why I left.
Right. Right. Right.
Hold on. And that's the way it should be.
I agree. Yeah, and interesting that he says that. I want to piggyback off of that statement because I was going to mention that I came across a guy who I'm sure is former military at a gun range as well, and I just happened to come across him because, of course, on my news feeds, I always getting all these people who are shooting and practice shooting, and even professional shooting. And this guy, he has literally no hair on his tongue, none. He don't sugarcoat nothing. He don't uh, be all friendly, manly about it. He ain't trying to be your friend. He ain't trying to be your boyfriend. He ain't trying to be, any part of the family member. He will cuss you to the end of days if you do something wrong. I watched a video where a guy missed the training session, and he brought the wrong target because you get a target to shoot at.
Mm-hmm.
He had the wrong target, and he went and reached for his weapon that was on the floor while everybody else had their backs turned. And he tried to load that weapon with everybody's back turned. And when that dang instructor caught him, you talk about putting fire in somebody's hind part. I was all with it. Every dirty word that came out that man's mouth was just right. Just right. Because at the end of the day, like you said a moment ago, and I like what you said as far as putting one round inside the chamber for the person that never fired a firearm before is because it's needed because they get very excited. And the one rule, I don't care who it is, where they're at, the one rule of owning a firearm or even practicing with a firearm is barrel always faces down until you're going to look at a target. If you ain't looking at a target, that damn barrel should not come up from any direction whatsoever. It's always supposed to be looking downward. Always looking downward.
Right.
And it's funny because I remember one time, many years ago again, there was a bunch of people always ask this question, why is it that Marines always have this habit of looking into the gun before they gave it to another person? And I said, well, because it's very simplified. Before you hand that weapon over to your partner or your actual comrade, you're supposed to make sure there's nothing in the chamber. Absolutely, unequivocally nothing.
No.
and you have to leave it open so they can see it. So when they receive it, they see inside you gave them a weapon that doesn't have any harm in it whatsoever. And people never understood why, and it's because you don't hand a loaded weapon to anyone.
Yeah.
It's just it's not a good thing. There's
And
this
that's
thing now called dry firing. A lot of people are starting to hear about dry firing now, and they don't understand what that is. And I'm like, it's not a toy. That's first and foremost. That's why it's called dry firing, because it's not a toy. Because the moment a live round goes in there, you think it's dry firing, that live round's going to come out. In layman's terms, you don't play Russian roulette with a firearm.
that's why Marines do that. When it comes to that, and again, it goes back to the simple of assume every gun is loaded.
Yep.
So when Jay was talking about when a Marine checks, make sure it's empty, he hands it to another Marine and they check. I mean, a lot of people does it. If you ever go purchase a gun, you're gonna get the same response. That's how you right. Now, if you go to a gun place and they ain't like that, I question the people. But whenever I went to purchase a firearm, listen, and listen, this is how you know how safe people are. They'll, yeah, you want to take a look? Look at this. I'll take a look at it. Bam, bam, bam. Of course, when they give me that firearm, let's say there's a counter there. When they hand me that firearm, of course, they're handing it to me with the gun like this, and they hand it to me. When I take that gun, the one thing I always do is I point the gun downward, but I make sure that it's empty, and I make sure I'm not pointing in the direction of no one.
Right.
Because sometimes there's people in the store. Yes, again, he knows it's empty. I know it's empty, but we both still assuming what? That the gun is loaded.
That's right.
That's it. So I'll turn around, point the gun at the floor. Or sometimes you got to be careful when you say point it downward, because if I'm pointing downward, somebody's standing, no, that's not the downward I need to go. So I might have to turn my direction.
Right.
But the point is, don't point it in the direction of where it could possibly hurt somebody. If that means you have to point it downward, somewhere like that.
Right.
Sometimes there have been times where it was very, very crowded in the store. And guess what? I'm not, even though I know that the gun is not loaded, I'm still going to take every precaution, assuming that gun is in. I won't even close the gun up. I'll just pick it up to see how it feels. I won't let it close. I'll leave it just open with everything in there. That's just the way it is with me. I'm safety first. Always safety first.
Right. And that is a very, very proper way to teach and hold your own composure, because it shows respect for the weapon itself.
Right.
Because like we always say, we say it time and time again, we never know if it's loaded. It's always assumed it's loaded. I had an experience one time. I went to a gun range, and the guy must have been new. He handed me the weapon on the counter with a closed chamber. The barrel was facing him. He turned it around and he handed it to me on the counter, handle towards me, barrel towards him. I said, I'm not touching that weapon until your boss comes over here and explains to me why you're handing me a weapon that way. Because rule number one is always assume that it's loaded.
Loaded.
You handed me a weapon that you didn't even have the decency to show me that the chamber was empty. You just passed it to me. I don't know that.
Right.
I don't know. Like you said a moment ago, the person working there knows it's empty. You specifically go to a range where they know you know them, they're handing it to you. This is the first time I've been to this one place. I'm not gonna take that chance. I go grab it and there's a live round in there because he forgot or someone forgot.
And that's why, and it's so easy to do. It's so easy to forget. It is extremely easy. That's the reason why, if everybody is taking the same precaution, the likelihood of an accident happening is very, 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 very slim to none.
Right.
But when you start to get laxed about it, the safety part of it is where accidents going to happen. So if I'm assuming that every gun is loaded, and then when I handle the gun, listen, you don't point the second rule is don't point the gun at anything unless you're about to shoot it and kill it. That's it. So
Right.
that when Jay says pointing downward, kind of like a 45 angle downward. Now you can't always point it down because somebody might be there. Make sure it's not pointing in the direction of anyone, pointing it downward, but in a safe place where no one could possibly get shot or hit or anything in that
Right.
case. And sometimes you have to decide that in the moment, even though you know, again, it's not loaded, but still assuming that it is.
Right. Right.
As you continue to practice that habit, it becomes part of your being. The likelihood of you making a mistake or accidentally shooting somebody is extremely low,
Right.
next to none, because you are taking those very same precautions. And I've seen over and over and over people mishandling firearms and some ignorantly not knowing what they're doing. And I know you've probably seen videos of people handling firearms and
And
you saying to
physically.
yourself, wow.
It happened physically.
And my thing is this: as much as I like the gun range and I go, but if I see something going on in the gun range, listen, I'm not the type of person that go tell every time so I see something wrong. That's your business. You run your business. You need to check what's going on in your business. And the first thing I'm going to do is, fast as possible, get myself up out of it because I'm never coming back.
Right.
If I see this is how you run your gun range, you ain't got to worry about me as a customer. Now the only customers you're gonna have is those reckless, and it's just a matter of time before something happens because you got people like I kid you not. If I'm in the booth, right? I'm in the booth
Right.
and I see a green light.
Oh, I'm pissing off. I'm screaming.
I see a green. Why am I seeing the green light?
Yep.
Somebody got a beam pointing.
Yep.
Now they might say, "Oh, the gun isn't." I don't care.
That's right.
I just seen a beam. Now anybody put a beam on the gun, where's the beam facing? In the direction that the barrel is, right?
That's right.
So if I see a beam in my booth, that tells me what? That the barrel is pointing that way too.
That's right. In the direction that's not supposed to be pointing.
Right. Now, my thing is this. I don't care if you're packing it up or not. Again, if you in the booth and you got a beam on there and you still got your beam on, let's say you turn your beam off or whatever. You turn it on, turn it off, don't matter to me. Down. Right? Now, my thing is
Absolutely.
this. Why are you packing it back here?
Supposed to pack it
When
at
I
the booth.
listen, pack it up in the safest place possible.
At the booth.
That's where you pack it. Number one, if you went up, and the other thing I do at the range, you got to do at the range is clear all your weapons out.
Always.
Clear everything out. Clear them out. Never, some people don't do that. Some people say, "No, I don't clear it." I put like if they got they carry, they make sure they're good and put it away. Whatever.
Nope.
This is just me. I clear everything out of the range. Everything out. Nothing. All my firearms, everything cleared out. Everything clear and packed up in my bag. And then I go out to the range or whatever. Now, if I have to, because sometimes I have my concealed carry gun, right? Okay. This is what I do. When I go to whatever clips that I use in my concealed carry, I take them out of my gun. It never goes into the range. It's in my vehicle. I never take it in the range. I take the other clips, the empty clips in the range. I leave my full clip in my vehicle. When I'm done whatever I'm doing, when I put my safety one, when I take my my carry one, when I get back to my vehicle, then I put my clip back in and putting everything back the way it's supposed to be in my vehicle. I don't do that in the range because number one, again, it don't take but a split second to make a mistake. Yes, they got loaded guns in the range because all of the people at the range got firearms. They got all of them have firearms.
Facts.
But they're there. That's their job, is to protect their customers and their employees, customers, and everything. So they're like security there. I'm not there for security. I'm there for enjoy myself and have fun. I don't want no accidents. So that's why I clear all my stuff out. And I'm not saying everybody does this. I do it. I clear everything out.
Well,
Make
that's
sure
good
ain't
practice.
no ammo in there. Pack everything up. And even when I'm packing my stuff up, if I try to keep my bag in the booth that I'm in, I try to put my rifles in my bag with the barrel still pointing downrange, even though I know that everything is empty. This is just me. I take a lot of unnecessary precautions, but that's how I do it. I check everything 2 or 3 times, double check, triple check, and I pack everything up. And once I pack everything up, my clips are empty, my guns are empty. There is nothing in anything. And then I pack everything up and I walk out of there. And if I have when I got my concealed carry one, I go back in my vehicle, put my loaded clip back in my gun, and then I'm good to go.
And that's very, very good practice. And that's the practice that a lot of people need to learn because it's beneficial
What's
to
up,
them
Jermaine?
and it's very beneficial to all others that are gun owners as well. Because you're showing them that you care about not only are you, to some people it may seem selfish, yet you're showing society how a responsible gun owner transports and of course shows other people the respect of the weapon. Because a lot of people don't understand this silly statement that I'm going to make. A lot of people that love horses understand this statement. Treat a horse as it's always going to knock you off. Always. So that way you respect the horse. You'd be surprised. So you have a weapon. You always treat it as it's always loaded.
Right.
Put it that way. Always. It's a safety precautionary measure that is necessary amongst a lot of people. And what I've seen a lot, and I'm sure we both seen it, we both heard it, whether we watched it on videos and or in person. I know I've seen it in person where people just rack the weapon one time and think they're gonna walk out the range. I'm like, oh, excuse me, time out. You want to rack that a couple more times? Just a couple more times, just to be sure. And it's necessary to hear that a few times because when you sometimes there's a round stuck in the magazine, even though the magazine is inside and you rack it once, don't see nothing. That third or fourth time you rack it makes that round shift and that spring push it up. So it's better to be sure that there's nothing in there than have an accident where the spring did not fully push that round up and you actually think it's right and then you get blowback.
Yeah, like I said, you can never be too safe.
No, never.
You can never be too safe. And
Never.
the more safety precautions you take, the less likelihood you're ever gonna hurt somebody. And this is why when I say people who own firearms, this is why I say make sure you get some training. And it's not and the most of the training is not how you fire the gun. Most of the training is what Jay and I were saying, which is respecting the gun, respecting the safety aspect of the firearm, making sure you're not taking doing risky stuff, pointing the gun places you shouldn't be pointing at. Not making sure it's clear. Going when you go to the range and you're doing different things, it's so easy for you to forget one little thing and a mistake happened, and next thing you know, you accidentally you hurt yourself or hurt someone else, took someone's life, unintentional, but it can happen. Right. And that's the reason why, for me personally, I take a whole lot of precautions, and these are some of the steps and stuff that I've learned from other people that are firearm people. Some I've just kind of picked up on my own, watching videos and stuff like that. Listen, I'm still a student, and I'm gonna always be a student of this industry, because I like to learn more and more and more and more. And this is the reason why we decided to do Firearms Fridays, because we need to. Number one, we educating each other, and we are educating the audience. And there are times that the audience come in and educate us, and we need that. And this is one of those things that having conversation around firearms where it's not so tabooish, and people think, oh, firearms are so dangerous. No, they're just a tool. Honestly, they're a tool. Right. People dangerous, reckless, and careless is what makes it is the problem.
Yep.
I've owned firearms for quite a while. I've never accidentally, and I've never had an accident. I do everything to avoid and prevent accidents. I don't take it lightly at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. Those two things behind me. The question is, are they loaded or not? Guess what?
If I know you, they're not.
And here's the thing, semi. The guns are not loaded.
Nope.
None
But
of those guns.
I'm
But the
also
clips are.
sure.
Listen,
I'm
but the
also
clips
sure
are.
that
The guns are not
somewhere,
loaded, but the clips are.
there's a full mag
Yeah.
sitting close
And-
by
right.
in the
Oh
event.
no. See, they look like the mags are in the gun, but they're not in the gun.
No, that's the drawing that's behind it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the mags are actually upside down.
Right.
They're not in the gun. It's just the way that that thing holds it.
Yeah.
But
That's
the
like the
guns are
other
not
side.
loaded. The guns are actually not loaded. But the magazines that are sitting there, that they're not in the gun, but they are actually have ammo in them.
Well, that's because what I believe is, if anyone understands what Ron's talking about, if you ever seen a magazine attached to another magazine, one is upside down, fully loaded, and
Right.
one is empty. So when you need to switch it, you can switch a lot easier because you have them both together side by
Yeah.
side. That's what that's all about.
Right.
Now, on a quick statement, I got this. I have this question. It came to mind. Do you believe in a home that a person that owns a firearm should have a fully loaded magazine next to the firearm or away from the firearm?
I'm gonna be honest with you. That is a it varies with me.
Okay.
Now, all right, if I'm only going to base it on me in my home, everything's together.
Okay.
Everything. Why? Because there's only two people in there I have to worry about.
Right.
I think that varies when you got children.
Good answer. I like
Right.
that answer.
I think you have to have a different caution when you got children, and that changes. Now, do I think you shouldn't have firearms? And no, I'm not going that far. But I think if you have children in your house, um, you should have it locked up where they don't have access to it. But you can quickly get to it. Now I understand that is an extra step you don't want to have to take. But the bigger risk in that is that if your kid accidentally get a hold of it, you can't. It might do something it can't come back from. I'd
Right.
rather have the extra step to get to it than to have an accident happen because I was laxy daisy about it. And that's just my take. I know everybody has their different opinions on that and stuff like that. But I mean, kids are inquisitive sometimes, and they just have a tendency to, oh, what is this? And if an accident can happen, I mean,
Absolutely.
and then yeah, so that for me, so I said that does that changes with me when it as it relates to having children. If you got kids and stuff like that, so for me personally, in my home, it's different. Like what I always tell people to do is this is just my take on it is that yeah, I'm ready. In my home, we ready. Like that's just what it is.
Right.
But there sometimes kids come by, grandkids come by. Everything at that point, once I know they're coming, everything gets locked up. Everything.
And again, that comes back to good practice
Right.
because it's needed. I mean, for me, I believe that even if you have even adults that come into the house that
Mm-hmm.
are normally not in the house constantly,
Right.
in funny terms, it's that Uncle Timmy that comes
Mm-hmm.
over to the house and Aunt Betty that comes over to the house. Yeah, I'm putting it away because I don't know how you're gonna react. I don't know what you're gonna do, and I prefer for you not to get something that you can't come back from, or put me in a predicament where I gotta use it
Yeah.
and it ain't gonna be pretty. So it's best
And
just put it away when
you don't know your family members, and you downstairs enjoying yourself, or let's say you in the area y'all enjoying yourself, and you got them family members that got itchy fingers, and
yeah.
next thing you know, you missing a firearm, you don't even realize. Wait a minute, where my lock it up?
Or you, or you get that one that's very very inquisitive, like, oh, that's pretty neat, that's nice. Let me look at, let me touch it. No, don't touch
Nah,
it. Don't touch it.
nah,
Don't touch it. Because
I mean,
me personally, I believe that your fingerprint should not, if it's not my fingerprints or my significant other fingerprints on that weapon should not have any other fingerprints on it. That's just
I
my
mean, I
take.
can't really say that because I'll take mine to the range and I take other people.
Yeah, but you all now.
But
Now here's the funny thing. Now, and I know this for a fact because I've seen you doing it. You clean your weapons in and out.
yeah,
So every time you clean your weapon, you're wiping off that person's
yeah,
print.
I clean I have to clean them because of that. My thing is this is that when I go to the range, of course, I clean everything before I go. Um, Once we go and we fire everything out, when I get back home, I break. And no, of course, it gets packed up, but at some point, I have to go back and clean everything up and stuff like that.
Right.
People that know me don't have to worry about their fingerprints being on my product because I ain't doing nothing crazy and I ain't trying to do nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I understand. My point is, I understand Jay's point is that you should not let everybody handle your stuff.
Listen.
Now we at a range. We go into the range. We going to enjoy ourselves. That's different than somebody you in your house
Right. Right.
and you got company coming over and they let me see what you got. No, you just
Yeah.
no. I mean, and my thing is this is that now. No, does that mean I'm like that with every company? No. Like it all depends on who the person is because
I
I
do like
know.
that with everybody.
Yeah,
That's just
it
me.
depends on who the person is. If it's somebody that's I know that's not like me, then that's different. But if I somebody that I don't like, if it's a family member that I know, nah, you're not touching, you're not holding, you're not no none of that. Like my oldest son, it would never be a question about it because he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But that's a different scenario than just another relative to say, "Oh, let me you're not holding nothing."
See,
But
for me. I guess it's because I've seen so many people have accidents
right,
that I don't want to take that chance.
right,
I don't want to take the chance that my weapon accidentally hurts someone else because of someone else's ignorance. Because
right,
it really comes down to me being ignorant and allowing to believe that that person has the same criteria that I have.
right.
Now, don't get me wrong. If it happened to be that we're at a range, yeah, that's like you said, at a range, fine. But in my home,
Yeah,
absolutely not.
yeah. That's
You
a
ain't
different.
touching
I mean,
it.
I don't have that problem because nobody comes to my home like that anyway.
Well, right, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I get your point. Like, and it makes sense. It's honestly is a good. I think personally that's a very good practice. I mean, like I said, I'm not letting anybody just hold my firearm just because they want to say no.
No.
But again, it's like and that's why I said there's very little people that it would be because, and that handful of people is because I know them
Right.
to the like they are just as extreme as I am when it comes to firearms safety.
Okay.
They know all the ins and outs. They probably know more about it than I do. So
Right.
that's why I say there is a handful of people. When I say
Right.
a small handful of people that in that scenario, yeah. Now it depends too. If it's just us, maybe. But if it's a group of people around, no, we ain't doing it.
No. I
If
put it
it's
like
just
this: you and me
yeah,
all day long. I ain't got
right.
a problem with it. All day,
But
100%. That's a fact.
yeah, but if it's like I said, there's a small handful of people that like I'm talking about family members, like relatives. Nah, it's honestly it might only be about 3, and I got a big family.
I may have just one,
Yeah,
honestly, just one, because
yeah,
I don't believe like for example I took when we lived up north, we went to the gun range and the whole family went to the gun range, and as everyone is there in the gun range, one thing I like about the place is called Long Shot, which
okay.
honestly I don't understand why there's a gun range in a state that doesn't allow you to own guns. I found that very, very weird. Okay. Yet we went. I took everybody. We all went to there. We all had a good time. We fired a bunch of different weapons. And as we were leaving, the one thing that came to my mind is how many of you actually clean, understand why it has to be clean afterwards. And I was perplexed for a little bit, and I didn't put too much mind to
Hopefully
it.
nobody breaks in their house when they got to actually go use it, and they get why
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. And that comes back to the gun safety again too. Cleaning is
Yeah,
also part of gun safety.
yeah.
Because you're cleaning it is because you want to make sure it's safe for you when you need to fire it. You have to clean it. You have to make sure it's
And when
oiled.
Jay say cleaning, just so y'all know, cleaning means clean and then oil up.
Yes.
That's what he says. Clean it. He
And
means
not
just
with water.
clean it. Clean
No
it
water.
and then oil up. Because you got gunpowder residue that builds up. There's so
Right.
much stuff that just gets, gunked in there. And then you gotta remember something. If you have it oil does what? It has a tendency to clunk.
Yep.
So if you're firing it and you got oil in there, at some point it's gonna clunk up the
Right.
chemicals from the gunpowder and stuff. It'll build up over time. I don't let mine. I'm not even gonna take that chance of it building up in there. That's why you should
Absolutely.
regular clean it up, and then and listen. And if you got a gun that's, of course, it's made of metal.
Right.
What does metal do? It rusts,
That's right.
and you don't know if you can't see it. But if you clean it, oil, you can prevent a lot of stuff, and you can prolong the life of the firearm. You
That
take
reminds
care.
me, I have to clean mine soon.
No,
Yeah. Speaking of,
I,
yeah.
I think I might have cleaned mine. I haven't been using anything in a while anyway, but it
No,
was
I
probably
have neither. Being that the weather has been so laxy daisy, upside down, back forward,
yeah.
cold, hot, hot, cold, sweat, cold, where it's located. Yeah, I think it's time to pull it out and get it clean just in case.
Yeah, actually, no, I haven't cleaned. The one I did was my lady's. I did her maybe about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
I cleaned hers. I didn't touch the other stuff, but I had to clean hers. Only because honestly, she probably carries hers a lot more than often than I do.
You definitely got to clean hers more than.
Yeah. So she definitely carries hers way more often than I do. And funny thing is, and this is where my irresponsible part of me is. I've gotten probably so comfortable with that I don't even think about my own. When we together, when we gotta go somewhere and it's both of us together, I kid you not, I literally forget.
Bad Ron.
Only because in my head is they're more likely gonna think I have one than they would her.
This is true.
And that's why I think that way. But she already knows something was to happen. Get out of the situation. Go far away from it as first possible. Make sure you safe. Let me handle what I need to handle. Now, that don't mean I don't have mine. It's just that a lot of times there've been many times but if I'm by myself, yeah, I don't. I take mine with me wherever I go.
No, that's
That's my
understandable.
wallet. But the only time I don't is when there are times that I might not have it is when we're together. Like when we actually maybe, and this usually like we going to the store or something like that or getting something to eat. I might forget because I feel like I'm already carrying enough stuff with me.
Right. And again, that comes back to good practices. Good safety measures. Teaching the people who are in your inner circle how to respect the weapon, how to look for certain things, how to even respect the weapon when it's not even in your hand. I find that to be very, 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 very important, and I commend you on the way you carry it, the idea concept rather. I commend you on that because a lot of people really don't understand why it has to be that way, and it's very, very necessary. Because at the end of the day, we got to try to understand one main point: the law-abiding citizen would panic 9 times faster than the criminal would when it comes to a weapon.
Because the law abiding citizen is always thinking about preserving life, not taking.
That's right, and they got more to lose than the criminal does.
Right, and that's the reason why. But that's why criminals kill them.
Well, allow me 30 seconds to say I am going to quote Sheriff Judd. He's from the Florida. And you cause some ruckus, we're gonna shoot you dead. That's what he said, man. I mean, you couldn't get any better than that. But I'm not in Florida, but I'm also in a state where we kind of have that same ruling.
Yeah.
You
And
mess around.
honestly, outside of the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is the same way. It's a gun-free state. Like really, there is no difference between Florida and Pennsylvania until you get in the city of Philadelphia. Outside the city of Philadelphia, you can open carry. We don't have a restrict gun laws, none of that stuff. We don't have that. It's just Philadelphia. When you get in the city of Philadelphia, that's when the dynamics change. But
You
once
know,
you get out of the city of Philadelphia,
the other day, I think it was
you
the
can't open carry. They don't want you open carrying in the city of Philadelphia.
and I'm gonna challenge you to challenge yourself about that. Reason why I say that is due to the fact that the law states it's been put into play. The law states that if you have the right to carry your firearm, which you do, you can go anywhere within the 50 states, which is called traveling
Mm-hmm.
from point A to point B to point C back to point A, carrying your firearm where you do not have to hide it or put it anywhere else as long as it's on your body. So I would actually ask you to challenge that ruling in Philadelphia, honestly,
Well,
because you should be able to have it on your hip or in your car
mhm.
as you're traveling through the city of Philadelphia.
The city of Philadelphia, you have to go get a concealed carry license.
And there lies the conundrum.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know if it's still like that, but that was the rule. Like I haven't checked it in a while. Once they passed that rule, that's why I always say all gun laws are unconstitutional because it does not affect criminals. It only affects the law-abiding citizen. I don't think government should have the right to tell you. The government doesn't have the right to tell you what you can and cannot use to protect yourself against government tyranny.
Uh-huh.
So that's why I disagree with gun laws because of the fact that it doesn't do anything to criminals. It only complicate things for law-abiding citizens and as a whole. And it has nothing to do with criminals. It has everything to do with government tyranny. That's why it's there. It's not about
Right.
criminals.
Right.
Criminals just a byproduct of it. The whole point
Right.
behind the Constitution and the Second Amendment is to protect yourself against government tyranny. That means if the government goes tyrannical, you're supposed to have access to the best weapons possible to defend your home, yourself, your person against the government, who you took your tax dollars and built and purchased weapons.
Right. Right.
And now want to turn around and use them against you. Yeah, good luck with that. Possibly use them against you. And
Right.
then and then on the flip side, I want to tell you, oh, you only can get a revolver that holds 5 rounds.
This is also,
Meanwhile, I got a tank coming down the street getting ready to kill me.
yeah, that ain't gonna
Yeah.
work.
So I'm supposed to believe that you're doing this in the best interest of me. Then why can't I do the thing, have the same access to the stuff in the best interest of me? I got my best interest by far more than you do.
Right. Right. Right.
But yeah, great show, bro.
Definitely
show.
a great show.
Very informative. I'm about to go get that Captain America shield.
No, you're not. So real quick, one last statement before we shut down. I gotta read this to you because this pertains to you personally. Under section 18U.S.C 9620 92.6 alpha, travelers passing through Philadelphia may transport their firearms if they're unloaded inside the city limits. So
If they're
according to the
unloaded.
law, you have the right to transport your firearm on your hip as long as your clip is in your pocket.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What good is that if I need to protect myself? Now I gotta go get the clip, put it in, and go.
Hold on now. Hold on now.
How does that work for revolvers?
Speed loader.
You see that?
Speed loader.
You see how? You see what I'm saying?
Let's not forget, if you have a holster that has your clip like on your waistline, you have your clips in front of your belly or on the side of your holster, if you practice well enough, you can pull out, load, rack, and still fire within 30 seconds.
Oh, I agree. But they already like this.
By the time they get up to you like that, you better be locked and loaded.
You know, I'm saying like in most cases, you already know that the person that's got the damages have already had the drop on you. And
Absolutely.
if you see it coming, you can get the drop on them. But let's just say
Yeah.
I'm pulling up at a gas station, I get out my car,
You better lock and load.
even though I scanning,
Lock and load.
I'm not going to have to worry about that because I don't give a damn what that law say.
There you
Here's
go.
the thing:
Lock and load.
I have my license to carry. I can go in the city limits in the city of Philadelphia and can still carry mine anyway. So it doesn't really affect me because I have my license to carry, concealed carry. It doesn't really affect me. But whenever you put, and I agree, you can do it fast. But why does the law-abiding citizen have to make all these extra steps when the criminal?
Because in your city, Philadelphia, you got criminals running offices that
Yes.
create the laws.
Yeah, we know. That's why I don't care what they say.
That's why I say.
See, my thing is this: is that they're writing laws to keep you at the mercy of criminals, like themselves.
Absolutely.
Because if you really cared about the citizen, what you would do is say, no, we're not doing that. Because if something was to happen to a citizen that's trying to get up and go to work and take care of his home and protect the things that he worked for, we're not going to be able to get there to protect that person. They're there to protect that person. They should not have to make extra steps to protect their own life, to preserve their own life. Why are we trying to put up hurdles for everyday hardworking citizens to protect their own life? The only hurdle should be against criminals. They're not getting hurt. They're getting benefits. Because you're making it complicated for the citizens, not criminals. Criminals don't care. None of these hurdles that y'all put there affect criminals one bit. If any one of these hurdles were actually working, the places that have the toughest gun laws will have the less gun crime.
Facts.
It is actually the reverse. All of the places that have the toughest gun laws have the worst criminal element, gunshots, fire, and all the other reckless stuff going on. They have it the worst. Why? Because all it does is give criminals an open season on everybody else.
That's right.
I don't understand that's why I never understood the political logic in there. That you know that the politicians that are saying that stuff is because they want to control you. They don't care about the criminals.
That's right.
They want the criminals to help them control you. Because the criminals are actually helping them encourage you to vote for them. Here's why I mean that. If I keep the criminals out there doing all this crazy stuff, shooting and firing and everything, then I get up on stage and say, "Oh, we need to make tough gun laws." And if you're not educated in the gun law situation, you're going to think that they're saying that in the best interest of you as a citizen.
And it's complete opposite.
And it's the complete opposite.
Right.
It is not in your best interest as a citizen when a politician say we need tougher gun laws. And that tougher gun laws is in the best interest of criminals, not citizens.
Right.
That's who it helps. That's why all these politicians that say that stuff, they're lying out of their teeth. They know that they're a part of the criminal element, and they want to make sure that the criminals that work for them and they benefit from is still out there and able to stay out there and terrorize people and make sure that the criminals are not met with any threat.
That's fact.
So they can continue on their criminal destruction in these communities.
Absolutely. I could not disagree with you. Seriously.
But we get ready to get up out of here.
Definitely a pleasure. Great show.
Yes. Great show.
Very informative.
Make sure y'all go get that body shield. That was funny though. I couldn't stop laughing at that video, man.
You get one of these, you don't have to worry about a body shield.
Yeah, I know. You in the yeah. That would be nice.
Simple. Hold on. Real simple. Just get one of these.
Get one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Brother Ron, great show. Appreciate you allowing me to be partaking in the show.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you. I love you like a brother from another mother.
Yeah, it was fun.
Please understand that. And
Same
I'm
here, my
always looking
brother.
forward to another one.
Yeah,
Always looking forward to
definitely.
another one.
Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for hanging in there with two silly people. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all go back and check the old videos. Watch these videos over and over and over. Also, make sure y'all take advantage of that 15% discount on all your purchases of $35 and up when you go and use that promo code OG Network 26. That's OG Network 26. And when you go visit the top to bottom hair and skincare store, if you're not sure where to go, just go right to my channel, click the link, and take you right to the store. You ain't even gotta go look hard. You ain't even gotta go look for it. Just click the link, take you right to the store. You
That's right.
shop till you drop. You get past $35, you say, "Oh, this is going up too high." Bam! You put that 15% promo code in there, OG Network 26. Bring that price down. You got some more money you can go spend.
That's right. That's right. And you're gonna get some real good stuff too. You got a
And
whole
yes,
lot
you can. You
of
get
just
some
go check it out.
deodorant,
Go check it out.
get that body
From smell
wash.
good. Yep. From smell good to body
Yes,
wash.
it smell good. Car fresheners, air fresheners. Bam!
A
Candles.
whole lot of something. Something for everyone.
You know that
Real,
candle looks
real
so
talk.
nice. I'm so scared to set that thing on fire, man. I haven't burned it yet. But yes, man. But all jokes aside, a great show.
Definitely
Another
great
great
stuff.
show. Can you see the background on this channel now?
The new logo.
Yeah, like the bigger
And
part.
that I mean, unless you put us to the side, you can't see it. But I've seen it already, and that thing is freaking fabulous.
Yeah, I
It's
like it.
fabulous.
Yeah, it
It's
kind of adds a
fabulous.
little bit more flair and glare. And
It does. It does. It's real
somebody
nice.
didn't like my artwork.
Nah, I think they were just jealous.
No, it was all funny. It was more of a joke. But I got a few on, but I think I like this one a little bit more than the other one. So
Nah, it looks good, man. That looks real
yeah,
good.
yeah, it does.
That looks real good. Straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, you good.
All right, brother Ron. I got some
But all right, man.
dog
Thank
walking
y'all
to
for
do,
coming
and
in. Like, subscribe, check
that's
out,
right. Like,
brother.
subscribe to OG Network. It's gonna be the
Yeah,
biggest
we
thing
gonna
on
be.
YouTube.
Yeah, we doing great things here, and we sitting on this path. I mean, we're going to continue on this path for growing this channel. You'll be able to watch. I'll be glad when I see the day that we are running 24 hours a day.
Oh, no, I'll be
Not
glad for when it happens, but I won't be part of it 24/7.
well, you know what I mean by 24 hours a day. It ain't me.
Yes,
'Cause
sir.
I
Yes,
ain't
sir.
going. I'm just saying in general, we got different shows, stuff like that. I mean, and you never know.
Right.
For me, that's what I want to grow it into.
It get
We
there.
got a
It's
team
gonna
of
get there.
people around us, and we're hoping to get this thing really, really popping. That's why we got a variety of things that's happening over here. You can get hair care, skincare products. You get knowledge about it. You get insight about it. That's why we have top to bottom Wednesdays, because sometimes they're live, sometimes they have pre-recorded videos, but it's informative and it's information that you may need to know about your hair care, skincare, organic stuff, how the product is being made. There's a whole lot of fluid information that gives you an education on what you're buying and why you're buying it and how it may help you. That's why we do that. We incorporated that on the channel, and I appreciate them coming in and taking the time and using that slot to actually educate people on the product that they make and how beneficial it could be to you. On Thursday nights, we have Unfiltered Sports with Dover, Delaware Dogs. He comes in and he just, he argues and hollers and screams at people about sports, and I like what he's doing. And he's growing. He's doing a lot of good things, and he's working on his channel. And that way on the OG network, you're getting a sports element. Now, this Saturday, y'all, just so y'all know, if all goes well, we'll have another game
Wrong.
live
5
this
minutes.
Saturday at 12 o'clock p.m. So take a look out for that. The Dogs basketball team be playing, and we'll be airing it live on the channel again. Again, we didn't get all the games, but we got some of them, and hopefully this all goes well. We have this channel playing out. We're having the game playing live this Saturday at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, one of the best shows on YouTube. I think the best show on YouTube altogether is the Fracker Show, which is when we just get in there and we just wild out. 12
Wow.
o'clock noon Sundays. We do what we call a Fracker Show, and it's an amazing show. We're still growing. We're adding in pieces, different things that we're trying to do. But it's another great show that we established right here on the OG Network with the
Right.
team of people that we have, and we have great support here. And then Philly Talk, which is what we have on Mondays at 7 o'clock p.m. where we showcase people from the city of Philadelphia when we can find them, and we let you and show a positive element that coming out of the city of Philadelphia. And in the last two segments, we did a 2-part segment on the movie The Silent Crisis, and we actually had the actors come in, and we got a chance to question them about the movie and question different things. We did it. I think it went well because we did not tell a whole lot about the movie, even though we was talking about the movie, because I still was encouraging people to please go watch the movie. And if you haven't seen the movie The Silent Crisis, it's on Tubi TV. Please go check out the movie Silent Crisis, Tubi TV. It's a great movie, great storyline, and honestly, I'm definitely going to get into the subject of the bodies, people stealing organs. I've done some research on that, Jay, and I'm going to do a real segment on that, man, because I don't know when or whatever, but I didn't realize it was that deep. And I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't realize it was that deep. So I'm definitely going to do a segment on it. I don't know how I'm going to do it or when I'm going to do it, but I'm still doing some more research, man. And it kind of hit like the politics. It was no, like, you know how you look for the bottom, there's no bottom. So it's like, okay, I got enough information to say that this thing is real deep. So if you haven't had a chance already, please go check out the movie The Silent Crisis on Tubi TV. And it's a great movie. Ant Like the Bug is part of the movie. Which now I don't know why I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but I know her last name is Pinnell. She's a producer, writer, and producer of the movie. Kalia Pinnell, I'm sorry. She's a writer and producer of the movie. I think they did a hell of a job, all the actors and stuff like that. You're not sure what we talk about, go back to check the last 2 episodes of Philly Talk to get an idea what we talk about, and you'll get an idea of what it's all about. And again, go check out the movie The Silent Crisis. I'm saying all of this to let y'all know these are all the things that we're doing on the OG network that I think over time it's going to blow up and it's going to be a great thing. And and we open the ideas. We open the ideas, open the different things to try to bring into the channel at different times or whatever the case may be. But I'm working with what I got to work with right now, and it's great. And God bless you. God bless you, my brother. God bless everybody. The team, the other teams that are out there, God bless them. God bless their channels and stuff like that. Because we got other people that are on the Fracture Show and part of this that have their team. I mean, they're doing their own individual channels, man. And I'm watching everybody growing, and it's a blessing to see it, man. And it's a great thing all together, watching the different people on the YouTube team and watching their channels actually expand and grow. And it's a blessing to see it. It really is. And with that said, we're gonna get up out of here. Any last words, my brother?
Just have a great day, great time, great show. Looking forward to the next show, of course, on the OG Network. And don't forget about the promo code OG Network 26 at toptobottom.com, which is TOP number 2 BOTTU. The U stands for unique M.com. Because you spell it with an O, you're gonna get something other that you don't want.
And with that said, we're going to get up out of here, and the top to bottom commercial is going to take us home. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. We out of here. Peace.
Fellas, ladies, you're looking for lotions, you're looking for beard oils, but unfortunately, everything you get from mainstream got chemicals in it, and it's probably killing you? No problem, we got you. Go check out my people from Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. That's Top to Bottom Hair and Skincare. www.top2bottom, BOTTU, the U is for unique, M.com. Tell them I sent you.